This year, for the EngineLabs Engine Giveaway presented by Summit Racing, we built a 632 cubic inch big block Chevy live on the PRI show floor. Starting with a J-Line Performance iron block, we filled it with a SCAT ultralight forged crankshaft, SCAT forged steel rods, and forged 2618 pistons from Racetech Pistons. A Melling billet oil pump and Moroso oil pan sealed up the bottom end. We topped off the short block with a set of Edelbrock DR17 cylinder heads, ported by Pat Musi, filled with titanium and Inconel valves from Ferrea Racing Components. To control those valves, we started with a street-friendly hydraulic roller camshaft from Cam Motion. A set of Johnson short travel hydraulic lifters move Manton push rods, which turn cam motion into valve motion via a set of Gesso aluminum shaft rockers. Induction comes through a Wilson ported Edelbrock Super Victor 2 intake manifold with a 4500 pattern 4-barrel throttle body fed by a set of Holley 83 pound-per-hour injectors. Controlling the injectors and the Holley Smart Coils is a Holley Dominator EFI system. A set of 2 3/8 inch primary headers from Lemon's headers not only look good, but also move enough exhaust gas to let this beast breathe properly.
We're looking at the potential between now and about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight of 3 to 7 inches of snowfall in some of those hardest hit spots. By the time this is all said and done, it is going to leave behind quite a bit of snow in central Ohio.
All right, we just left Indianapolis for the 2025 PRI show. We drove up here, it was about a 3-hour drive. We're bringing the EngineLabs Engine Giveaway presented by Summit Racing Engine here to the University of Northwestern Ohio's motorsports facility. We're gonna dyno it to prove that it's 1,000 horsepower. This is an immense campus and it's freezing cold right now. So I'm gonna get in, we're gonna unload the engine, we're gonna get it on the dyno, we're gonna make this 1,000 horsepower and we're gonna get moving. So come on with me, we're gonna go dyno. Oh, hi Greg.
Hey, nice to meet you, Greg. How you doing?
Good, how are you? Mad of my own name. Well, thank you for having us here.
Yeah,
First
absolutely.
and foremost, we just drove up from Indy. Obviously, it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about UNOH and your programs here and what we're doing? Obviously we're dynoing here today, but you guys are so much more than just a dyno.
Oh, we absolutely are. We do everything from custom engine building. We do a lot of dyno tuning like we're going to see today. We got steering, suspension work, high performance drive lines, you name it, we can do it here. We're pretty well-rounded high performance campus. If you can dream it, you can learn it here, basically.
We have to get in there and do what we're going to do. I know a couple of the students are already poking around. I'm super excited to have them.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
While this combination is designed to be street friendly and run on pump gas, we wanted consistent performance from our fuel, opting to use ETS Racing Fuel's 94 octane XS Evo fuel. Designed specifically for high compression 4-stroke engines, the XS Evo eliminates any regional or seasonal fuel variation for testing and adds 3.7% oxygenation for good measure. To keep the fires lit in this big block, we ignored the usual distributor and coil ignition for a coil per plug Holley EFI Smart Coil Kit. By replacing the distributor with a camshaft position sensor, adding a 12-1 crank trigger kit, and mounting 8 ignition coils, we're bringing this big block into the 21st century. When setting up the Dominator EFI with the Holley software, the first step was to assign all the sensor values and ranges before building a base map. The Holley software makes it easy thanks to a lot of pre-populated drop-down menus, really only leaving fine-tuning to be done by Jimmy Plimpton of Plimpton Innovations. Jimmy, we've wired up the Dominator, we've wired up the smart coils. Tell me about that process, because we had all the harnesses and stuff, and it's a dyno, so we're not trying to route things, right? How'd the whole process go?
We got the harness all plugged in, injectors wired up, we got the coil on plug wired up, and now the next step for us is to get it configured in the ECU. And then what we're going to do is we're going to unplug, leave those injectors unplugged. We're going to put a timing light on it and make sure that we get the timing where we want it, just cold cranking, and then we can proceed to fire it up.
As you can see in here, we got a hit, we got it running. Now we're gonna set timing, and then we're gonna make real power pulls. first full pull of the day. We're sitting at about 875 horsepower, or 875 pound-feet of torque. We peaked about 850 horsepower, but as you can see from that dip, we're battling some fueling and potential airflow issues, but that's a 1,000 horsepower engine ready to go, because that's the first one of the day, so let's roll. Or not. Something was wrong, but we didn't know what. The weather was making the setup challenging, as getting the fueling right in extremely cold temperatures is no easy task. Add to the situation that the fuel was freezing as it was being injected, and we were fighting a pitch battle. Determined to get a clean run after battling so many challenges, we turned on the heaters in the dyno cell and let it get into the 60s.
So it's adding 30% more because of the air temp.
The tuner is really struggling right now. It's negative 2 degrees outside and the engine does not like it. We tried everything we could over the course of the day. We even turned off the automatic dyno vents, figuring stagnant air was better than 0-degree air. Unfortunately, the vents opened in the middle of the pull anyway, with the IAT sensor recording negative 11-degree air temps at one point. Already out of time when we fired the engine back up. There were all kinds of idle issues, which we found were due to a bent secondary throttle shaft preventing the secondary butterflies from opening and closing all the way. Time was up. The weather won. We're going to have to wait for warmer weather and repaired parts. After returning home, the team decided it was the below freezing weather that dive bombed the dyno test. We started the hunt for a warmer area to dyno. 2 months later, a few hours drive and a few degrees of latitude further south, the engine found its way to Cobb Racing Enterprises in Paris, Tennessee. Unlike UNOH, Cobb's dyno is a notoriously stingy older Stuska model dyno. This is what you might call foreshadowing.
Just warmed up the motor and getting ready to go make some pulls to see if we can get this 1,000 horsepower giveaway motor for EngineLabs to make 1,000 horsepower.
After getting the engine warmed up, the first 2 dyno pulls were made and the engine was firmly in the 950 horsepower range. We added a little timing and the engine made 954 horsepower. More timing added, 956 horsepower. We leaned it out a bit, and 958 horsepower. We leaned it out a bit more and 958 horsepower again. If a little is good, more is better, so we leaned it out a little bit more. 958 horsepower again. Over the course of 17 dyno pulls, the air-fuel ratio was tweaked from 12.5 to 1 to 13.2 to 1, and the timing was changed from 30 degrees all the way up to 38 degrees. Every one of the runs was within the margin of error of the Stuska dyno. No matter what we did, the engine was making the same power numbers.
Just nothing changes this motor at all. It don't matter what you do.
Yeah, that's what we have to tell people sometimes when they don't want to hear that the intake's the hold up or the heads are the hold up. It's hitting the ceiling and it ain't going to get up there till you get it out of its way.
When we chose this camshaft profile, we wanted the engine to be as streetable as possible while still making big power. We knew we would be leaving some numbers on the table in the name of streetability, but we were okay with that. However, what we didn't plan on was a greedy dyno. The accepted difference between a Stuska and a Superflow is 4 to 8%. We were 3.8% away from 1,000 horsepower on the Stuska dyno.
After making some pulls with this thing and tuning it up on pump gas, we make well over 960 horsepower, but it's one of the flattest power curves we've ever seen, making well over 900 the entire pull, and it's just flat. And no matter what we're changing on it, it's not really responding. That's mostly because it's got a hydraulic roller camshaft in it. So if it did have a solid roller cam, It'd definitely pick up a bunch of horsepower, but we wanted it to be a street motor on pump gas for whoever wins this, that they could put it in the car and blow the tires off at any RPM and any gear. This thing will definitely do it, and it'll be a fun ride.
If we were to give up some streetability in our cam choice, the combination has plenty of headroom. Swapping in a rowdier cam would pick up significantly. And, like Nick said, if we were to swap to a solid roller combo, we'd probably be well into the 1100 horsepower range. 962 horsepower at 6600 RPM and 858 pound-feet at 5400 RPM ain't too shabby. Thanks for following the EngineLabs Giveaway 962 horsepower big block build. Now, get entered to win it before April 2nd. What started as a bare block on the PRI show floor grew into a 632 cubic inch badass big block Chevy engine in just 2.5 days at the adept hands of Nick McCullis of Bullet Racing Engines. Using some of the best parts in the industry, we assembled an engine that has a torque curve that will make it hard to keep tires on whatever this beast ends up going in. This project wouldn't have been possible without Summit Racing and all of our partners in the EngineLabs Giveaway. If you're watching this before April 2nd, there's still time to get entered to win this incredible naturally aspirated 632. So make sure to head over to EngineLabsGiveaway.com and get signed up. It's totally free and this beast could be yours.